Hi there, my name is Brett Bailey, Regional Malts Ambassador for William Grant & Sons here in Southeast Asia. And today, I'm going to introduce you to the 19-year-old Edge of Burn Head Wood from the Balvenie Distillery. Now this is a bottling that falls within the Stories collection. A number of whiskies which all tell beautiful stories about the heritage and surroundings of where the distillery and the liquid comes from. This is no exception. This goes back to the story of a very valuable member of our staff, Dave Stewart, not to be confused with David Charles Stewart, the former malt master. Now Dave was our on-site historian, a resident of the distillery, and someone who we really valued because he'd go on these beautiful long walks in the morning and always had a story to tell us. On this one particular morning, he was walking out through the Conville Hills, which is where all of our water source comes from. He came up to the edge of Burn Head Wood and kind of came across a beautiful little field that was covered in fresh spring heather. Now Dave looked at this, and it's a common sight in Speyside, and what he realized was there's an opportunity for us here. So he collected as much of the heather as he could, put it in his satchel and took it back down to the distillery. From there, Robbie Gormley at the maltings took that heather in and decided that they'd try and smoke some of our grain with that heather. He threw it into the fire and it immediately whooshed up in a cloud of smoke. There was no impact that came from it. Dave said, "I'll be right back," went and gathered some more, and when he came back again, this time they tried to dry it out, then rehydrate and mist as it went through, gently smoking this whiskey with this beautiful, almost herbaceous heather flavor. Let's have a look what that did to the liquid. Immediately, herbal notes start to come through on the nose. It's almost like a fresh garden sort of lingering in the background, drinking a dram of whiskey out there. There's definitely some Balvenie that comes through. That honeyed sweetness we expect is absolutely apparent. We know there's going to be a bit of complexity in this one. So let's have a little sip. Once again, we almost get a slightly jasmine sort of note that comes through the back of the palate, but it's sweet the whole way through. We've still got fruitiness obviously showing its way in there, as we'd expect from a whiskey coming out of the Speyside region, but something very, very unusual about this particular one. A little bit of oakiness lingers on the palate, but this isn't a heavy lying down kind of whiskey. We're going to see it dance around and be quite playful before it just slowly vacates the palate. I do hope you get the opportunity to try it. And this is the Balvenie 19-year-old Edge of Burn Head Wood. Slàinte mhath.